Welcome to Pali 101, Level 1, Pali for Beginners, Week 15. So far we have been actually doing a lot of exercises, a lot of learning, and today also we are going to learn some very special um, declensions of very useful nouns in fact. Okay, so my name is Bhante Sumita, and I'm the instructor of this program. And in today's lesson, we are going to decline Amha and Tumha Sadda. These are very, very useful nouns for us to learn because in everyday use, we have to use some of those different variations of Amha and Tumha Sadda. And then we will also do some translations, and hopefully we are not going to do much translation today, and rather I will give some short answers, some sample translations, and let you do the rest of the translation in the coming week. But instead, today I decided to go ahead and do some checking with your own translations. I want to check some of your translations today. Okay, so that being said, let's go to some of the bylaws that we should remember. We actually mentioned this thing last week also. And the verbs implying motion govern the accusative dutiya, therefore, to the mountain in the third and to the village in the 14 sentences. So they must be translated with the accusative, that is dutiya. So sometimes, even though it is like to the village or to the mountain, it's not uh, chatuthi, or it is not dative, but it is accusative or dutiya, because it implies motion. That's not something like you're offering. But to the sages in the seventh sentence must be in the dative or chatuthi vibhati, because the person to whom something is given is put in the dative or chatuthi vibhati. I think I have explained this before also, but if there are some people still having some issues, please remember these little um, bylaws about this issue. So when you offer something, when you give something to someone, we always use chatuthi vibhati. But if it is like an motion or something, then we use dutiya vibhati, not chatuthi. Although it is two, but it is not chatuthi in that case. And we are going to learn about the personal pronouns as I mentioned. So two personal pronouns, Amha and Tumha Sadda, are declined today because of their frequent use. Amha means I, we, and Tumha means you. So all the different variations of Amha and Tumha Sadda will be very exciting to learn today. They are of the common gender. Okay, when I say I, it can be I, it can be common. It's not masculine or it's not feminine, but it's common gender. It's true, right? Anyone can say I. So anyone can say we. Same thing like you, it can also be common gender. So please remember they are of the common gender and have no vocative forms. Vocative means we don't have alapana vibhati for this declension. This is very special, unique, because in all the other nouns we do have alapana vibhati or vocative form, but in this particular two nouns we do not have alapana vibhati or vocative form. For example, I can't address somebody like me, hey, I, or something like that. Of course, maybe in like an internal dialogue or something, you can talk to yourself, but it doesn't normally happen in the real sense. Tumha also is the same, like it's already there actually to a certain extent, but we do not use Tumha and Amha Sadda in Alapana Vibhati. So this is a very unique rule that you need to remember. Okay, so these are those two nouns that we are going to learn today. Personal pronoun, declension of the first personal pronoun, Amha Sadda. Amha means it can be I or it can be we. So it's a common gender and no vocative form. And remember, me, it's not me here, it is me and no. These are not English words, okay? These are actually Pali, me and no. Um, Here in this declension, you can see these two Pali words appearing here. For example, you can see over here, this is me, Dutiya, this is Tatiya Vibhati. Ekavachana, you can find me. And over here, again, Chatuthi Vibhati, Ekavachana, you can find me. And then Panchami Vibhati, Ekavachana, you can find me. And then Chatti Vibhati, Ekavachana, you can find me. So there are 4 me's in the Ekavachana column. And same thing here with the Bahuvachana column. In fact, we have also no and no and no, and we do have 5 occurrences with no, whereas may appears in 3 occasions. So here we can see no in the Bahuvachana column of Dutiya Vibhati and Tatiya Vibhati, and then Chatuthi Vibhati and Panchami Vibhati and Chatti Vibhati. So we can also remember and recognize, we can individually, independently use them as um, nouns, like let's say like us, we can say no. So if we say by us, we can say no, and to us, no, and again from us, no, and of us or our, we can say no. For example, when you transfer merits to our departed ones, we say idang me nyati nang hotu, that is here. Idang me nyati nang hotu, may this merit go to my or be with um, my relatives. May means my. And we can also say, if we transfer merits as a group, we can also say idang no nyati nang hotu. Then it is our relatives. We can use both of them. Okay. Okay, so let's get started and try to practice this Amha Sadda here. Pathama Vibhati Ekavachana Ahang. Pathama Vibhati Ekavachana Ahang. Ahang. Pathama Vibhati Ekavachana Ahang. Pathama Vibhati Bahuvachana Mayang Amhe. Okay, and Dutiya Vibhati Ekavachana Mang Mamang. Dutiya Vibhati Ekavachana Mang Mamang. And Dutiya Vibhati Bahuvachana Amhe Amhakang No. Amhe Amhakang No. I have seen this order in different forms in other cases, in other books, but it doesn't make much of a difference. So like mang mamang amha kang amhe, something like that. So but even if we have this, there is no difference in the meaning, so we just learn this as they have here. So Dutiya Vibhati Bahuvachana Amhe Amha Kang No, us. And then Tatiya Vibhakti Ekavachana, Maya me, by, through, with me. Okay, by me, through me, or with me. So in that case we can say Maya or me. Okay, and Tatiya Vibhakti Bahuvachana, Amhebhi, Amhehi, no. Amhebhi, Amhehi, no. That means by us, through us, or with us. Okay, Chatuthi Vibhakti Bahuvachana, sorry, Chatuthi Vibhakti Ekavachana, Mama, to me, or Maihang, or Mamang, or me. Mama, Maihang, Mamang, me. Okay, that means to me or for me. Okay, let's say Chatuthi Vibhakti Bahuvachana, Amhang, Amhakang, no. Amhang, Amhakang, no. That means to us or for us. Right. We'll go to Panchami Vibhakti. That Panchami Vibhakti Ekavachana, Maya me. Maya me means from or of me. This there should be a slash here. I forgot to uh, type it there. So from me or of me. And Panchami Vibhakti Bahuvachana, Amhebhi, Amhehi, no. From us or of us. Chatti Vibhakti Ekavachana, Chatti Vibhakti Ekavachana, Mama, Maihang, Mamang, me. Mama, Maihang, Mamang, me means of me or my. Okay, so now we can see Chatuthi Vibhakti Ekavachana, Mama, Maihang, Mamang, me, and Chatti Vibhakti Ekavachana, Mama, Maihang, Mamang, me, exactly the same, no difference. Only difference is the meaning. So you need to recognize the correct meaning depending on the context of the sentence. And when it comes to the Bahuvachana, Chatti Vibhakti Bahuvachana, Amhang, okay, Amhang, okay, this spelling is again, it should be like this. So please correct in your notes when you write down Amhang, okay. Bahuvachana is Amhakang again, and no, Amhang, Amhakang, no. Same thing in Chatuthi Vibhakti. You can see here the correct form, Amhang, Amhakang, no. Okay, that means of us or our. Okay, for example, we can say Amha Kang Pali Panti, or Amha Kang Pali Bhasa, or Amha Kang Pali Visaya, Amha Kang Pali Garu, or Garu means teacher, right? We can use Amhang or Amha Kang. Okay, and then you can say Mama, Mama Nama. Let's say here we have Mama Nama Arpana, Mama Nama Monica, Mama Nama Maitra, Mama Nama Namali, and so we can keep mentioning, using this word like that. Okay, Sattami Vibhati Ekavachana, my. Sattami Vibhati Ekavachana, my means in me, on me, or at me. Sattami Vibhati Bahuvachana, Amhesu, in us, on us, or at us. Okay, and this is the other one. Now I hope you are clear with that. And this is the other one, personal pronoun, declension of the first personal pronoun, Tumha Sadd. Tumha means you. This is again common gender, no vocative forms. And here again, te and wo should not be used at the beginning of a sentence. Okay, so we can use it in the middle or something, in the end, but not at the beginning of the sentence. Same thing with the other one, may know. We don't use it at the beginning of a sentence. And te wo also should not be used at the beginning of a sentence. Okay, so Pathama Vibhati Ekavachana, Tuang, 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 Tuang. Tuang, Tuang means you, Ekavachana you. And Pathama Vibhati Bahuvachana, Tumhe. Tumhe means you, Bahuvachana, plural. Dutiya Vibhati Ekavachana, Dutiya Vibhati Ekavachana, Tang, Tawang, Tuang. That means again you. But this one we use as an objective of a sentence. This one we use as a subjective of a subject of a sentence. This one is an object, this is a subject. Okay, so for example, Twang Pali Bhasang Sikhati, Sikhasi. Twang Pali Bhasang Sikhasi. And here we can say Tumhe Pali Bhasang Sikhatha. So you learn Pali Bhasa, Pali language. So same thing, Tang Tawang Tuang. This one actually is Dutiya. So we do not use it as a subject like here. Tumhe Tumha Kang Wo. That is the Bahuvachana, Dutiya Vibhakti Bahuvachana. And that means also you. And here again, I want to mention these these words like te and wo. Over here, you can see te and dutiya ekavachana, and te again tatiya ekavachana, and chatuthi vibhati ekavachana, and panchami vibhati ekavachana, and chatti vibhati ekavachana. So we do have it in 4 occasions in the ekavachana column. And wo appears in 5 occasions in the bahuvachana column. That is dutiya vibhati bahuvachana, tatiya vibhati bahuvachana, chatuthi vibhati bahuvachana, and panchami vibhati bahuvachana, and chatti vibhati bahuvachana. Okay, so tatiya vibhati ekavachana, toya, taya, te. Toya, taya, te means by you, through you, or with you. Toya, taya, te. And then tatiya vibhati bahuvachana, tumhe wo. By you, through you, or with you. This is bahuvachana kalam. Chatuthi vibhati ekavachana, tava, tuihang, te. Tava, tuihang, te means to you or for you. So this is when we give something to you. Okay, like ahang tuihang potthakang dadami. I give you a book, and here tuihang means chatuthi vibhati. And tumha kang wo is the bahuvachana. Chatuthi vibhati bahuvachana, tumha kang wo, to you or for you. Panchami vibhati ekavachana, toya, taya, te, of, from you or of you, when there is a separation. And then bahuvachana, panchami vibhati bahuvachana, tumhe hi, wo, from you or of you. Okay, chatti vibhati bahuvachana, tava, tuihang, tawang, te. Tava, tuihang, tawang, te. That means of you or your. Okay, tava nama king. What's your name? We can say tava nama king. What's your name? And that is the ekavachana. Bahuvachana, chatti vibhati bahuvachana is tumhang, tumhakang, wo. Here again, I want to mention that there is a difference. This is the correct form, tumhang. Please make a note of this typo. Tumhang, tumhakang, wo means of you or your. This is again bahuvachana. And here, tawa tuihan tawang te is the chatte vibhati. Same thing. You can find here tawa tuihang te, but little difference, right? Tawa tuihang te with little difference. So I think there is no difference in the book, so it should be actually tawa tuihang te. Tawa tuihang te, no tawang. So yeah, so um, let's use the tawa tuihang te chatuthi vibhati one also for the chatte vibhati. Tawa tuihang te, no tawang, okay? Sorry about that. And tumhang tumha kang wo, tumhang tumha kang wo. Okay. So this is the chatuthi and chatte vibhati of tumha sadda. And sattami vibhati ekavachana, twai and thai. Twai and thai. In, on, at you. In you, on you, or at you. Twai, thai. Tumhesu is the sattami vibhati bahuvachana. In, on, at you. So this is about the Tumha Sadda. And you can also see Toya Taya Te, Toya Taya Te, that means Tatiya Vibhati and Panchami Vibhati, almost exactly identical, Ekavachana and Bahuvachana both. Tumhe bhi, tumhe hi wo, tumhe bhi, tumhe hi wo. Okay? And then we can also see Tava Tuihang Te and Tumhang Tumha Kang Wo. Same thing with the Chatta Vibhati. Tava Tuihang Te, Tumhang Tumha Kang Wo. So we use the same Chatuthi and Chatta Vibhati forms. And I guess it's much more easier now for you. If any of you have tried to learn it by heart, okay? We don't have vocative, alapana vibhati is not there, and then tatiya, panchami, and chatuthi chati exactly the same. So it's very easy for you to remember this particular noun along with the other one. Same thing we hear. You see here, maya me amhe amhehi no, and maya me amhe amhehi no. Mama maihang mamang me amhang amha kang no, and then mama maiha mamang me amhang amha kang no. That is actually why I actually use for this one for the Tumha Sadda Tawang, like mamang and tawang, but in the text I could not find it. Maybe I will have to double check with some original grammar books. So if that is the case, this is fine. Tawa tuihan tawang te, but for now we use only this one. Okay, until further notice. Please remember this one as chatuthi chatti, same. All right, so there are no other similarly declined nouns. These are separate, unique, but you can also notice although they are different, they also have many similarities here. Hang, mayang, amhe, little different, but there are many similarities insofar as some of the vibhati forms are concerned. Okay. So let me go ahead and I will not read the vibhatis and ekavachana, bahuvachana or meaning. I will just read right now only the Pali form. Ahang, mayang, amhe, mang, mamang, amhe, amhakang, no. Maya, me, amhe bhi, amhe hi, no. Mama, maihang, mamang, me. Amhang, amhakang, no. Maya, me. Amhe bhi, amhe hi, no. Mama, maihang, mamang, me. Amhang, amhakang, no. Mai, amhe su. Same thing with the Tumha Sadda. Tuang, tuang, tumhe, tang, tawang, tuang, tumhe, tumha kang, wo, twaya, taya, te, tumhe bhi, tumhe hi, wo, tav, tuihang, te, tumhang, tumha kang, wo, twaya, taya, te, tumhe bhi, tumhe hi, wo, tav, tuihang, tawang, te, tumhang, tumhakang, wo. And here, tawa, tuihang, te, tumhang, tumhakang, wo. Twai, tai, tumhe, su. Okay, now we have a lot of practices. I think by the time we do these exercises, you should be able to figure out, you should be much more familiar with these two declensions. Okay. Okay, so number one is the exercise translate into English. Ahang maihang puttasa assang adading. Now we can see all kinds of varieties here with the Amha and Tumha Sadda. Number two, Tuang Amha Kang Gama Agachasi. Tuang Amha Kang Gama Agachasi. Number three, Mayang Tawa Hathe Pasama. Mayang Tawa Hathe Pasama. Number four, Mama Putta Giring Aruhingsu. Mama Putta Giring Aruhingsu. Number five, Tumha Kang Sunakha Magge Saingsu. Tumha Kang Sunakha Magge Saingsu. Number six, Amhang Mitta Chorang Asina Paharingsu. Amhang Mitta Chorang Asina Paharingsu. Number seven, Tumhang Dasa Arinang Asse Haringsu. Tumhang Dasa Arinang Asse Haringsu. Number eight, Choro Mama Puttas Manayo Choresi. Choro Mama Puttas Manayo Choresi. And number nine, Isayo Mama Isayo Maihang Gehe Navasingsu. Isayo Maihang Gehe Navasingsu. Number 10, Kavitava Puttanang Dhammang Desesi. Kavitava Puttanang Dhammang Desesi. Okay, and then we go to number 11. Okay, number 11 here is Amhe Sukodho Nathi. Amhe Sukodho Nathi. And number 12, Tumhe Vanijasa Mayure Kinitha. Tumhe Vanijasa Mayure Kinitha. And number 13, Mayang Bhupatino Mige Vikinimha. Mayang Bhupatino Mige Vikinimha. Number 14, Gahapatino Putto Mama Mang Pahari. Gahapatino Putto Mang Pahari. Number 15, Adhipatino Dasa Mama Gone Paharing Su. Adhipatino Dasa Mama Gone Paharing Su. Number 16, Ahang Tumha Kang Vihi Naganhing. Ahang Tumha Kang Vihi Naganhing. Number 17, Deepi Gamamha Nadhavi. Deepi Gamamha Nadhavi. Number 18, Tumhe Ahayo Namaretha. tumhe ahayo namaretha. Number 19, ahang atithinang odanang pachimha. Ahang atithinang odanang pachimha. And number 20, kapayo mang aharang yachingsu. Kapayo mang aharang yachingsu. Okay, so these are the sentences that you have to translate. Please use the given Google Drive folder for you. I have assigned you separate Google Drive folders so you can translate them and upload the whole thing to the Google Drive folder. And if you have any question, please ask in the WhatsApp group or Line group. Okay, so I'm uh, going to give you two examples today. Ahang maihang puttasa assang adading. That is the number one sentence. So I'll give you the translation of the first two sentences. Ahang maihang puttasa adading. Ahang. So here adading is the verb. Adading means gave. That is atita kala, uttama purusa ekavachana. And the corresponding subject is ahang, that is I. Ahang adading, I gave. I gave what? A horse, asang. So asang is the direct object here, and it appears next to the verb. Okay, so ahang asang adading, I gave a horse. To whom? To son. Puttassa. So to son, chatuthi vibhati ekavachana, Putta Sadda, Puttassa. And whose putta is? My son. Maihang puttassa. So maihang means my. So ahang maihang puttassa asang adading means I gave a horse to my son. Na means no. Na is actually we have used before. Also, na means no. Let's say like ahang maihang puttas asang. Na adading means I did not give a horse to my son. Okay. Is that clear, Monica? And let's go to the second sentence. Twang amha kangama agachasi. Twang amha kangama agachasi. So the the verb here is agachasi. Agachasi. Agachasi means came. Gachasi means went. Agachasi means came. So the corresponding subject is twang. And agachasi is uttama majjhima purisa ekavachana, right? So the corresponding subject is twang. Twang is you, ekavachana. So twang agachasi means you came. You came from where? You came from village. From village. Gama. From village Gama. And whose village? From whose village? From Amha Kangama. Amha Kang means Chatti Vibhatti Bahuvachana. Our village. So from our village. Twang Amha Kangama Agachasi. You came from our village. I also want to mention here, because while checking some of your assignments, I noticed that you were a little confused with the um, the translation like this. When you have like from village is the this from is actually related to village. So when you translate, I notice that you consider this as a like dutiya. It is not dutiya, it's actually panchami. And so when we have some, in some cases we also have like this. Okay, when there is a preposition, we can use a noun in between according to English patterns. Same thing here. You can see two sun. Okay, two sun is the one, like from village, and my has come in between. So it should be taken separately when you translate. You should know the difference. Okay. Um, what do you mean, Dutiya? Amha agachasi. Um, uh, when you ask the question, please ask it uh, clearly. Otherwise, it is difficult. Okay, so just and write the whole sentence. Okay, so I think what you meant is uh, came from our village, right, Poonam? You wanted to say Dutiya, like our village. Our village is not Dutiya. I mean, came from our village. So, uh, village is not Dutiya actually, from village. And Gama. And it mostly happen when we have English to Pali sentences. Here we actually translate in from Pali to English. All right. Okay, now it's clear, right? All right. So these are the two sentences. Um, so please translate the other sentences by yourself, okay? And these are the translate into Pali sentences. We do have 20 sentences here. By the time you finish all these sentences, you should be pretty good with the use of Amha and Tumha Sadda. I sold my gems to a merchant, and we gave our oxen to the slaves, and you bought a sword from me, and you don't beat monkeys with your hand. The leader brought a lion from the mountain. The monk preached the doctrine to you. We gave food to the serpents. The slaves of the household carried our paddy. You did not go to the sea. There are no gems in my fist. The poet's son struck the dog with a stick. Our sons learned from the sage. Your monkey fell down from a tree. My dog went with to the house. Mm, let me check. That is number 14. Number 14 translate into Pali. Um, my dog went with me to the house. Okay, I knew there is something wrong. So please make a note on this number 14 sentence. Okay, my dog went with me to the house. My dog went with me to the house. Okay, next is number 15. A serpent bit my son's hand. A serpent bit my son's hand. Number 16. The leopard killed a bull on the road. A leopard killed a bull on the road. My friends looked at the sea. My friends looked at the sea. I just want to again mention here. And when you have at the sea, just because there is at, it doesn't mean this is Satami. Okay, at the sea. Actually, at is related to look. So look at the sea. I notice in some of your assignments you have mistaken. You have kept these three together. At the sea means Satami. It's not Satami. It's actually Dutiya. Okay. So my friends looked at the sea. We did not see the king's sword. We did not see the king's sword. I did not go to the deer. And number 20, the last one, thou buyest a peacock from the poet. or you buy a peacock from the poet. Okay, so these are the 20 sentences that you need to translate from English to Pali. Okay. All right, so I'm going to give you a sample. The first two sentences, as usual. I sold my gems to a merchant. So, what do we do? As usual, we always go to the verb. Verb here is sold. Sold. So, in this case, we don't even know whether it is um, when we say sold, the English verb, we don't really know whether it is Uttama Purisa or Patama Purisa or Majjhima Purisa. And then we go to the probable or possible subject close to the connected to the verb, that is sold. I sold. I sold. Now we can see sold is Uttama Purisa. Okay. So actually Pali is very clear in that case. Like when we see the Pali verb, we know exactly whether it is Ekavachana, Bahuvachana, whether it is Atita Kala, Anagata Kala, Vartamana Kala, or whether it is um, um, Patama Purisa, Majjhima Purisa, or Uttama Purisa. So weakening is um, Uttama Purisa, Ekavachana, and the corresponding subject is Ahang. The corresponding subject is ahang. So I sold. And I sold what? I sold gems. I sold gems. Gems means money. Manayo. Manayo. So this one is Dutiya Vibhati Bahuvachana. Gems. Dutiya Vibhati Bahuvachana. Object. So whose money? I have missed that. Actually. Ahang mama manayo. Okay, ahang mama manayo. And then to whom? To the merchant. Okay, now we can translate this as ahang mama manayo vanijassa wikining, or ahang mama ahang vanijassa mama manayo wikining. This is more correct. Ahang vanijassa mama manayo wikining, because the direct object is better to have closer to the verb. Okay. Ahang mama manayo, my gems, sold, wikining, to the merchant vanijassa. Okay, number 2, we gave our oxen to the slaves. And the verb here is gave, and again we don't know when we see the verb what is the person, Uttama Purisa, Majjhima Purisa, or Patama Purisa, we don't know, so we just go to the corresponding subject. The corresponding subject here is we gave. Now we know gave is Uttama Purisa. And when we have we also can see that it is Bahuvachana. So, Uttama Purusha Bahuvachana, Dadimha. Gave means Dadimha. And the corresponding subject is Mayang. Mayang Dadimha. We gave. Mayang Dadimha. We gave. We gave. Um, we gave our oxen. Okay. We gave our oxen to the slaves. Okay. So Mayang, okay, so if we have the direct object here as the gone, I think it is better to have gone closer to the verb. So Mayang gone dadimha. We gave oxen. Whose oxen? Our oxen. Amha kangone. And so we can use this one, dasanang, before. So mayang dasanang amha kang gone dadimha would be better translation here. Okay, Mayang Amha Kangoni, Mayang Dasanang Amha Kangoni Dadimha. If we even if we use Mayang Amha Kangoni Dasanang Dadimha, it's not completely wrong. But when we have direct object closer to the verb, that will make more sense. Okay, so the rest of the sentences are there for you to translate. Please take a look at them. If you have any question, always discuss in the group. Your friends will also help, and when I'm free, I also can have a look at your questions and I can help. So keep discussing the WhatsApp group. I know they are very active. They do discuss in the Pali group, and hopefully in the line group also you can. There are some of the students I know, they are in the line group. So the other student, level 2 students are also there. Hopefully they can also help you. Okay, so with that, I would like to now go to our next work. So next week you can translate these given exercises into English and Pali respectively. Okay, so now I want to go to the I want to go to the exercises. How you have done your exercises. I just will take some. You can join line group. I think um, I will send the link maybe later on. Okay. Okay. So let's go to our. Let me first take these things. The exercises. I will take, I think, only one sentence, one work for today, because looks like we are almost time up. So let me take one today over here. Okay, I'll take okay, I'll take this one. Oops. I'll share it with you soon. Let me first open it. Okay. Um, very impressive translations, and also some of your format I really appreciate. And now I am ready to share it over here. Okay. This format I really like this students format, and very nicely done, but we can also improve here. For example, Muni Dhammang Bhasati. Muni. So the student says Muni Vibhati. So there are certain columns: Vibhati, 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 Purisa, Vachana, and the translation. And then we also have the teacher's remark. And I would like to suggest here, when you have Vibhati, maybe you can also have Vachana, like Ekavachana or Bahuvachana. Because let's say Muni, you have Patama Vibhati, that's correct, perfectly all right. But when we have also Patama Vibhati, which Vachana, Ekavachana, that would have been even more complete. If you don't have so much space, maybe you can say Vibhati and Vachana together. So Patama Vibhati Ekavachana. And here also same. Patama, whenever you have a noun, you can use Vibhati and noun. And that will be more easier and more clear to the reader. And here it's perfect. But again, I want to say here, bhasati. Okay, dhammang is dutiya vibhati, ekavachana. And here, bhasati is pathama purisa ekavachana. This is correct. But I also would like to suggest you can have one more column for the time, the kala. Atita kala, Vartamana kala, Vanagata kala. That is past tense or present tense or future tense. So in this case, it is present tense, Vartamana kala. So it's good to have this kind of a format. This, I think, has been improved by this student. So I really appreciate that. Okay. So Muni Dhammang Bhasati means the monk speaks the Dhamma. Okay, so the second one is Gahapatayo Vihing Minanti. So Gahapatayo Patama Vibhati Bahuvachana, Vihing Dutiya Vibhati Ekavachana, and Minanti Patama Purisa Bahuvachana, and Gahapatayo Vihing Minanti householders measure the paddy. Okay, and Ahi Adhipatino Hathang Dasati. Ahi Patama Vibhati Ekavachana, Adhipatino Chatti Vibhati Ekavachana, Hathang Dutiya Vibhati Ekavachana, and Dasati Patama Purisa Ekavachana, Vartamana Kala. Ahi Adhipatino Hathang Dasati, the serpent bites the Lord's or leader's hand. Okay, next one is Isi Panina Maning Ganhati. Isi Patama Vibhati Ekavachana, Panina Panchami Vibhati Ekavachana, Maning Dutiya Vibhati Ekavachana, Ganhati Patama Purisa Ekavachana, and sorry, Patama Purisa Ekavachana, yes, and Vartamana Kala. So Isi Panina Maning Ganhati means the sage takes gem from the hand. The sage takes gem from the hand. Okay, now Isipanina, that is by the hand, right? By the hand. So, or with the hand. Isipanina Maning Ganhati, sage takes gem by the hand. Deepayo Girimhi Vasanti. Deepayo Patama Vibhati Bahuvachana, Girimhi Sattami Vibhati Ekavachana, Vasanti is Patam Purisa Bahuvachana, Vartamana Kala. So Deepayo leopards, Girimhi on the mountain, and Vasanti live. Okay, this is good. And then again, Ari Asina Pating Paharati, Ari Patamai Bhati Ekavachana, and Asina Tatyai Bhati Ekavachana, Pating Dutyai Bhati Ekavachana, Paharati Patama Purisa Ekavachana, Vartamana Kala. So Ari, enemy, Asina by the sword or with the sword, and Pating the master or the husband or hits Paharati. Okay. Kavayo Deepamhi Nidhing Khananti. Kavayo Patama Vibhati Deepamhi Patama Vibhati Bahuvachana, Deepamhi Sattami Vibhati Ekavachana, Nidhing Dutiya Vibhati Ekavachana, Khananti Patama Purisa Bahuvachana. And so Kavayo poets and Deepamhi in the island, Nidhing hidden treasure, and Khananti dig. Okay, so I just gave a suggestion here, like in the island would be a better one. So Twang Atithinang Aharang Desi, Twang Patama Vibhati Ekavachana, Atithinang Chatuthi Vibhati Bahuvachana, Aharang Dutiya Vibhati Ekavachana, Desi. So Vartamana Kala, Majjhima Purisa Ekavachana. So Twang Atithinang Aharang Desi, Twang you, Atithinang to the, okay, over here it should be guests. This is Bahuvachana, okay, Atithinang to the guests, and Aharang food, Desi give. Okay, please correct this one. And Tumhe Udadhimhi Kilatha, Tumhe you, Patama Vibhati Bahuvachana, Udadhimhi Sattami Vibhati Ekavachana, Kilatha Majjhima Purisa Bahuvachana and Vartamana Kala. So Tumhe you, plural, and Kilatha play, Udadimhi in the ocean, correct. Vyadhayo loke manuse pilenti, Vyadhayo Patama Vibhati Ekavachana, Bahuvachana, Loke Sattami Vibhati Ekavachana, and Manuse Dutiya Vibhati Bahuvachana, and Pilenti Patama Purisa Bahuvachana, Vartamana Kala. So Vyadhayo sicknesses, and Pilenti oppress, and Manuse human beings, Loke in the world, correct. Kapi ahino kuching paharati. Kapi patama vibhati ekavachana, ahino chatti vibhati ekavachana, kuching dutiya vibhati ekavachana, paharati patama purisa ekavachana, vartamana kala. Kapi monkey, ahino snakes, okay, and kuching belly, and beats paharati. Yes, hits paharati. Correct. Kavino muttimi manayo bhavanti. Kavino chatti bhati kavachana, muttimi sattami bhati kavachana, manayo patama vibhati kavachana, bhavanti patama purisa bahuvachana, and kavino of the poet, and muttimi in the, okay, in the fist, only one, right? Muttimi ekavachana. So it's not in the hand, in the fist. Kavino of the poet, in the hands, Manayo gems, and Bhavanti Okay, please correct that. Ravi Girimha Udeti, Ravi Patama Vibhati Ekavachana, Girimha Panchami Vibhati Ekavachana. I think this is just a typo, but I mentioned that too. Udeti Vartamana Kala Patama Purisa Ekavachana, and Ravi Girimha Udeti, the sun rises from the mountain. Ravi, the sun, and Udeti rises, and Girimha from the mountain. Ahang Vihing Rasi Passami, Vihinang Rasi. I think Vihinang Rasing. This one Rasing, it should be a typo again. Ahang vihinang rasing pasami. Ahang patamai bhati ekavachana, vihinang chatti bhati bahuvachana, rasing dutiya bhati ekavachana, pasami uttam purusa ekavachana, vartamana kala. Ahang I pasami see, rasing a heap, vihinang of paddy. Mayang game ahindama, mayang we, game in the village. Mayang patamai bhati bahuvachana, game sattami bhati ekavachana, ahindama uttam purusa bahuvachana, vartamana kala. Mayang vi, ahindama wander, game in the village, correct. Okay, I think that is our time, and I really appreciate, and these are the things I really maybe give you feedback on here. And for example, in the enemies, this is exactly what I was mentioning before. In the enemies, when you have in the enemies, actually we only consider this one, enemies, that is Chattavibhati. So in the come here, in the Hatham, that means not Dutiya. It's actually Sattami. So I have mentioned it here. In the hand, Hathe, and Hathamhi or Hattasmi. So it should be Sattami. Okay. And so Asi, Arino, Hathang, Bhavanti. Okay. All right. So can someone please share the line group link and WhatsApp group link here? Thank you. Some people are asking. Okay, and so in the householders also has the same issue. Householders is chatti, right? But in the fist, again here, in the fist come not Tutiya, it is Sattami. Okay, Muthimhi. And okay, so Singh. So please correct those things. And there are other at the sun. Again, this is the one I said. This one is not at the sun is not really Satami. At comes here. Look at. So the sun is Dutiya. Okay. So Isayo Raving Olo Kenti. Look at is here. And the sun is Dutiya. Okay. Um, yes, we do have two groups. I think uh, I will share it with you. Um, with that, I would like to mention that we are going to do this kind of checking every week. I want to actually check every week because I notice some of you are not doing anything. So I want everyone to do your exercises and make sure I'll randomly check. Whenever I have time, I will take live. I will check them live also. Whenever I have some free time, I will of course check offline. But otherwise, I will also check live. I don't want to mention your names, but I want to warn you, everyone. Please remember. Okay, please remember to write your exercises, do all your assignments. That is very important if you want to learn this beautiful, very special religious language. This is the only language in the world, maybe, without any abusive words. All the time, it's soothing and therapeutical, and also it helps, it protects, it guides, it's all these chantings and everything is very healing and soothing. Okay, so if you want to learn, I want some of you to be little more concentrating, focused, and also more dedicated. And you are all so wonderful by learning this language, by joining our class. This is not an entertainment class like other. This is a very rare one, and not many classes are there, and also not really having so many other many things. But we are using it for the benefit of many people, our Buddhist community, particularly in different parts of the world. I really appreciate all those few people who are with us. They are very dedicated. They really want to learn the Pali Tipitaka, and really that way I really appreciate. This is our um, blog site. If you want to know more details, please go check this blog site. And if you have any question, please also send an email. um, you can also have more information and connect with us. So please subscribe to our Dhamma USA YouTube channel for more video updates. And we do have many different functions, like apart from the Pali, we also have meditation, and we have Dhamma talks, and we have Pali, we have chanting, Pali Tipitaka chanting, and also full moon day programs. So many programs are there. We are now trying to reach out to more people with more different subtitles of different languages. We need more translators. We need more volunteer people to um, transcribe those English videos. So if you are happy to volunteer for us, please do let us know, so we can I can assign you some videos, then you can transcribe them, and we have a wonderful translating team. They are going to translate into different languages, into Vietnamese, into Assamese, sorry, into Bengali, into Marathi, into Hindi, into Tamil, or into Oriya. So we do have quite a wonderful team right now. And we do have a volunteer team also working on different videos. So once we have the script of those English videos, we will share it with our team and they will do the translation. So we need more help from you. Thank you so much and wish you all a very wonderful week ahead. See you again next week. May all beings be well and happy and healthy. Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhe tatta. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you and see you on Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time through Dhamma USA YouTube channel.